Sports starts with football, where the African Nations Championship is due to start this weekend in South Africa. The tournament features 16 teams from across the continent, with each country only allowed to pick from players who ply their trade in their domestic leagues. CCTV's Dan Williams filed this report on the hosts' preparations in the run-up to the tournament.
Looking for a way to lift the clouds that have hung over South African football. Bafana may have fallen off the top tier of African soccer, but a home tournament offers them the chance to rebuild towards better things. The African Nations Championship, or CHAN as it is known, allows only locally based players to compete. Despite some initial resistance by the local leagues here, South Africa coach Gordon Igesund now has most of the players he wanted in his squad, and he's upbeat about their chances.
We want to try and get this winning mentality amongst the players to start winning things and winning competitions and winning games. And the only way to do that now is to try and win this tournament. We're not saying, we're not going overconfident, being arrogant and saying we're going to go and win it, but we are hosting the tournament and we do expect to do well in it.
South Africa's group looks far from easy. They kick off the tournament against neighbours Mozambique before tackling Mali and then Nigeria. Just getting out of that group would be an achievement in itself. And South Africa hope to avoid a repeat of last year's AFCON, where they drew their opening match against Cape Verde, thereby putting intense strain on the team.
Hopefully we don't have to have that type of pressure. You know, it's always good to win your first game, and it gives us a chance to watch the next game, Mali against Nigeria, playing after us. You know, so it'll be a great start if we can do that. But as I say, we got to do that. You know, it's no good talking about it. And as I say, we're going to work hard this week, and hopefully we do have a good start.
South Africa enter the tournament with some degree of confidence, given they beat world champion Spain late last year. It was a much-needed result following a failed World Cup qualifying campaign. Some have criticised Igesund for not picking an even younger, experimental squad for this tournament. It is not a suggestion he has much time for.
Yeah, look, I think it's very important to acknowledge that, you know, this is the senior national team. It's a tournament for senior national team players, you know. And I don't really want to sometimes throw, I mean, many people suggested I put under 20s, and that would be the biggest mistake that I'd make, because I'll ruin those players, you know, because they're not physically strong enough and ready for a tournament like this. And you've got to bring them in slowly but surely, like I have over the last year.
Bafana will look to hit the ground running here. They know they cannot afford to slip up against Mozambique, given the challenges to come. This tournament may not have the prestige of an Africa Cup of Nations, but a strong showing from Bafana would give further weight to the feeling that Gordon Igesund's men are a team on the rise. Dan Williams, CCTV, Cape Town.
Brazilians have defended their country's 2014 World Cup preparations following comments from FIFA President Sepp Blatter criticizing the country's progress. Blatter said he did not remember a World Cup host nation falling as far back on their preparations as Brazil in a recent interview. A lot of the focus on Brazil's delayed preparations had to do with new stadiums, which are still under construction, with the competition just 6 months away. 6 of the host nation's 12 stadiums failed to beat the final December 31st deadline, which FIFA set for completion and handing over to organizers. Blatter later backtracked on his initial statement. In the meantime, Brazilians have expressed their confidence in their country's capacity to host the tournament.
Having organized the Confederations Cup with success is proof that we have the conditions to put on the best World Cup in the world. The World Cup in June and its stadiums will be ready in time to have them tested. It's not right to say that Brazil is the most behind of all World Cups, because it isn't the truth. You can easily remember in South Africa that you couldn't play the Confederations Cup in the Cape Town stadium because the stadium wasn't ready. This was the initial plan.
I think that in the end, everything will be fine for the country. The World Cup is going to be very good, and it's going to bring a lot of people and opportunities to the country.
Competitors in the Dakar Rally faced the first dunes of the second and fastest stage of the Dakar Rally Monday from San Luis to San Rafael in Argentina. Honda's Beretta bot took third place in the 359-kilometer bike stage to take the overall lead. The Spaniard finished with a 2.03 second advantage over Francisco Lopez Contado of Chile, who is also second overall. Cars had to endure a longer 433-kilometer stage, which saw overnight leader Carlos Souza lose his lead due to an oil leak. As a result, defending champion Stefan Peter Hansel seized the lead after winning the stage in a minute, timing 3 hours, 52 minutes and 5 seconds. 2010 winner Carlos Sainz took second to move into runner-up in the overall standings.